Hey everyone, I lied. We're doing another edition of Brown's Thoughts here on the Off the Mic Sports Network. Some significant news happening today. Ken Dorsey fired as the offensive coordinator. Andy Dickerson, who was already effectively, from articles that were read, it sounded like Mike Vrabel turned into the offensive line coach. So Andy Dickerson fired. Bubba Ventrone still employed. There's going to be more changes. The shame in all of this, Andrew Berry's got to go. The Browns move up to number two because the New England Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills, and they won't be able to get up past the Tennessee Titans due to it's already been determined by records and all that the Cleveland Browns are going to be picking number two in the NFL draft. It sucks that this is the way things are going to have to go. And it looks like it's going to shape out the same way the Jared Goff Carson Wentz draft went when the Titans were projected to pick number one, traded out to the Rams, and ultimately the Browns ended up picking number two. They traded to the Eagles. So I don't know if that's going to be the same result of this draft. It's going to be very interesting to see how the Browns handle this because, in my eyes, and I'll talk about this later on the line, I don't know if the Browns are going to take a quarterback in this draft. But to me, um, the guy that they're going to want, I think, isn't going to come out this year. So, what they do with number two overall is yet to be seen because it's going to really depend on what the Tennessee Titans do at number one. And to me, a lot of people seem to think that, Deion Sanders is not going to let Shador go to the Tennessee Titans. I actually think that that's very much on the table because here's the thing. Brian Callahan may get another year as the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, but hey, there's always been that element on the table that hey, Deion Sanders to the NFL, does the Tennessee Titans really want to sell their soul and draft Shador Sanders and ultimately bring in Deion to be the head coach? That being said, I don't actually think the Tennessee Titans are that bad of a situation. They've got a decent wide receiver in Calvin Ridley. They've got, Tony Pollard at running back, Tyjae Spears. Like they've got some pieces there that are actually decent. And Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive line is really good there too. Like this is what people forget. Like a few seasons ago, this was the best team and about 5 seasons ago. This team was going to the playoffs and was going to the AC Championship game with Mike Vrabel as head coach. Them firing him is a completely separate issue. Um, but I don't think that the Titans are that bad of a situation. So I absolutely think Shador Sanders is on the table. Then that leaves it to number two, which puts the Brads in a really advantageous position. Do they want to take Cam Ward? And if Cam Ward's not on the board, I think they'll trade out because I don't think Shador Sanders and the Sanders family is going to allow Shador Sanders to be picked by the Cleveland Browns. But then it becomes if Shador goes number one to Tennessee, or if somebody else trades up to get Shador Sanders at number one, then it becomes an issue of, okay, do the Browns want to take the best player in the draft, which is Travis Hunter, yet to be determined what position he plays, wide receiver or defensive back, or do they want to take Cam Ward in this scenario, or do they trade out and get extra picks and go with a bridge option at quarterback? I think option three is what they're going to go with. And then they just kind of just see net out where they want to go and figure out the guy that they may want at quarterback who would honest to God be perfect for this system is Drew Aller. And I don't know what's going to ultimately happen, but a lot to be determined. But them going up to two, I think, is actually kind of a little bit of a gift in disguise. But they got to fix a lot of things. They got to get back to the basic principles of the Kevin Stefanski offense. I think Clint Kubiak would be a great hire. He's currently with the Saints. He may be moving on because they fired their head coach. Alex Van Pelt, who they fired last year, went to the Patriots. He's been let go with the Patriots after they fired Gerard Mayo. So there's options out there to go back to where they were because clearly you could see clear as day that this was not going to work with Deshaun Watson. Even if they tried to alter and bring in a lot of people that catered to his strengths, it's clear that this thing ain't working. So we'll see how everything goes. We'll have more here on the channel. I will talk to you guys down the line. Anyway, talk to you soon. Bye bye.